Do you think the NBA should consider shortening the regular season?
No, they should not. I think when you consider all the things that players have available to them, I think that the 82 games should be the 82 games. You don't have to, you can work around your practice schedule. Again, I'm fully cognizant of the fact that both of you are far more qualified than me, to take whatever position that you're taking. I'm just speaking from the standpoint of a guy that's covered the league for more than a quarter century and is talking to thousands of people throughout all of these years and what their positions are, and I share it. I think that when you consider where the league once was to where it is today, and you consider, I don't want to get into all of it, but the first class travel, the fact that you don't have back-to-back-to-backs anymore, the fact that practicing, even though it's important, as coaches and organizations manage usage of a player, all of those things come into consideration. I definitely think in the business of sports, considering the money that's out there and the money that's there to be made, you stick with what is. And I think that it's important to point that out. And I also think it's important to point this out as well. And this is where I was going to yesterday. I want to make sure the audience understand that vast majority of professional athletes, whether it's basketball, it's football, or anything, are great people, great professionals, dedicated to their work, their craft. They put in the time, they make the sacrifices that we can't even imagine. But we also got to pay attention to the fact that the actions of the few sometimes taint the many. And players religiously have lamented that, particularly during collective bargaining negotiations, which obviously you've been a part of and you'll be a part of even more in the future, okay? But the reality is that in the world of business, when you're sitting across the table from folks, you don't need but a few examples to make an argument against what you want to do. And when you consider the money that's being paid and the luxuries that people have available to them to maximize whatever the potential that they may have, to talk about shortening a basketball season, where obviously it's going to cost you some money, but more importantly, 82 games being too much, I just don't buy that right now. I'm not the one on the court playing, y'all are. And I certainly respect that, and that needs to be stated. But if it was good enough for generations to help build this sport, despite the argument that modifications and adjustments are made all the time, why all of a sudden is it just not a good thing to have 82 games now?
So this is my basic understanding of this entire conversation is that it really centers around two things.
Okay.
And you brought up one of them, which is, of course, the health of the players not being available to play. Would they be more available if there were 58 games, et cetera? You obviously brought up the money as well. I think what the money comes down to is really the most important part of this entire conversation and why this conversation started 4 or 5 years ago, and that's trying to figure out how to drum up attention for the regular season. How do we make the regular season matter more? There was talk of an in-season tournament. They obviously added the play-in at the end of the regular season, which I think has been a great thing because it's allowed 3 or 4 teams who in March and April would historically tank to remain competitive, and it's provided us with a lot of really cool moments and an entire week of basketball where we get playoff-like moments, like when the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Clippers in Minnesota this year, like when Trae Young had a huge game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's all about drumming up interest. So the idea of having a 58-game season with an in-season tournament, as long as there's no loss in revenue, you figure out creative ways to get there, there's an argument to be made. On your point about this notion about players not being available, and respectfully, you bringing up 1 or 2 examples, and I know exactly who you're talking about, so let's name them because you've brought this up before, Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving. When you talk about 2 or 3 guys who really have taken advantage of these guaranteed contracts and not being available, I think it's a poor reflection on what we do as professionals and what the vast majority of the league, and I think most owners and I think the league office really does understand that the vast majority of players act in the best interest of their teams, the best interest of their careers, and the best interest of the league.
Pause that before you go on. Pause that before you go on. I totally agree with you. My reason for bringing that up is because when you're sitting across the table from each other, they'll bring up that argument even though they know that you're absolutely correct with what you said. When they want to get what they want to get, those few elements they could use to their advantage to get to what they want they will bring up. That's all I mean by bringing that
and
up.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Stephen.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
I guess the issue that I have with this, and CJ does
you
as
should
well,
have an issue with
with some of the comments that you made yesterday, and I don't remember specifically. I know the feeling that I got after your comments.
Okay.
And the feeling I got after your comments was the idea of the spoiled, entitled modern-day athlete. And I get blasted all the time because of my koozie comments and the plumbers and firemen thing. Yeah. I have always said that every era of basketball should be celebrated, every era of basketball should be acknowledged. We pay homage to the greats and the old heads all the time, and we wouldn't have our league if it wasn't for people like Bob Cousy and Wilt Chamberlain and Magic Johnson and Dr. J. Like, I wish all those guys could have been able to sign the contracts that we are able to sign. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. The other point I wanted to make, though, about, and again, back to the entitled athlete thing real quick. Like, I was around the league for 15 years. 99% of guys work hard, and if you don't make it. You don't last 15 years. You don't last. You're on your 10.
Going to 10.
Yeah, going into 10. So the only other point I wanted to make, real quick, and that's just the type of this goes back to the injury component. The type of basketball that is played in the modern NBA and the amount of possessions there are. If you look back, let's say the 90s, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers in 1996 averaged 84 possessions per game, right? The lowest in the league this year, I believe, was the Dallas Mavericks because Luka likes to control the pace, and that was around 93 possessions a game. But the vast majority of teams, you're playing 100, 105 possessions a game. You're running all over the court. It's the spacing, too. The amount of action that you're and load that you're putting on your body. Hold on. 90s basketball. That's when you started covering the NBA. 90s basketball. That's the era I grew up. Mark Jackson brings the ball up, throws it to the wing to Reggie Miller, throws it in the post to Rick Smits, and everybody stands around. How many possessions like that do you see today? You don't see those possessions.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.